The Chickasaw White House is an important landmark.
The mansion holds a lot of history. It was home to Chickasaw Governor Douglas Johnston and his family from 1898 to 1971.
Governor Johnston built the house in 1895.
Just west of Emmett, Oklahoma, sits a beautiful home on Mansion Road.
It's hard to miss.
Beautifully landscaped, the property stands poised for guests.
It just feels alive. We've always had people, when they come through, that's what they say. They say, well, it just feels so alive. It feels like someone still lives here. It feels like someone should come home. And we love that. We love that.
Glenda Galvin is the manager and curator of the Chickasaw White House. It was home to Chickasaw Governor Douglas Johnston, his wife Betty, and their 3 children.
Betty called it Breezy Meadows just because it doesn't matter what time of year. If you came back out here 2 months from now, you would still find a breeze out here, I promise you. The crepe myrtles that you see here in the front, she planted in 1895, and they're still alive, as you can tell, and bloom beautifully. According to family memoirs, she had at any given time 120 to 160 rose bushes at any given time inside the fence.
Glenda at Chickasaw is proud of the restoration work that the Chickasaw Nation has done over the years. It took more than 4 years to restore the Victorian house that is more than a century old.
We had to completely dismantle the house. Since it's on the National Register of Historic Sites, that really meant that the contractors and their teams had to absolutely keep everything that was possible, everything that we could, that was salvageable, we had to keep and reuse. We have 3 rooms of mansion paper, which means that it was all stenciled by hand, and those 3 rooms took almost 5 years.
The work was a labor of love. While the bones of the home were restored, many treasures were found inside the White House. The items represent the time in which Governor Johnston lived and the way of life just before the turn of the century in 1895.
The block of ice is actually going to fit in that whole little tray.
The personal belongings, musical instruments, artwork, and furnishings are priceless.
Governor actually signed allotments, people's allotments, patents, deeds, along with Green McCurtain, this very table. And we allow people to sign the guest book on this same table. I hope people appreciate that because it's amazing to me. Both bedroom suites are original to the house. We have 2 sideboards original to the house. All the way down to Governor's humidor and cigar tray, original to the house. We have the family's crystal and silver, lots of hand-painted china. All of the paintings throughout the house are original to the house, done by one woman who was actually married under this chandelier. She was 8 years old.
The paintings by Julia Chisholm Davenport hang prominently throughout the house.
We're going into Governor's office.
That now serves as a museum to preserve an important aspect of Chickasaw and Oklahoma history and to honor Governor Johnston.
We know from all of his years of dedicated service to our people that he was very devoted to the Chickasaw Nation, and he never gave up on making sure that we had our sovereignty throughout this whole argument for statehood. If you don't keep that connection of our ancestors, whether it be Governor Johnston or Chief Tishomingo, if you don't have that connection of how hard these people have toiled, given up years of their life for all of us, then there's no way you can appreciate really who you are. We know who we are and we know where we come from, but that's because we know our past.
Glenda says we should look forward to seeing the White House during the holidays when it's beautifully decorated for Christmas.
The Chickasaw White House is open Wednesday through Saturday except during federal holidays. And for more information or tours, call the number on your screen or visit www.chickasaw.net/White House.